evidence that has been gathered, we want to thank the DCIT because even though he was at large, they were working day and night to piece together the evidence and to establish his true identity and the nature of the offenses that he has committed. So we are sure, having looked at the law, having looked at the evidence that is there, that Brian Mwendwa would be a case and an example to every other masquerader out there that the law society means business, and the law society will take its and so we are still pursuing inquiries and investigations to determine which cases he may have appeared in court, who his clients were, who gave him money for purposes of appearing in court, and so this, in as much as he will be presented in court tomorrow, we know for a fact that there are still several aspects of that investigation which have to be undertaken. We are also aware that this evening, just as we are here, Mike Sonko has also walked into the DCI. We do not know his whereabouts, but we believe that he has come to bail out Mr. Mwendwa. We understand that Mr. Njagi has been using a form that has been given to him by Mike Sonko, and in due course, we will be also asking the DCI to investigate his involvement in these issues, to understand what interest he has in this young man. So we will keep you updated on the status of this case, but so far we are convinced that the evidence that has been gathered, we want to thank the DCI because even though he was at large, they were working day and night to piece together the evidence and to establish his true identity and the nature of the offenses that he has committed. So we are sure, having looked at the law, having looked at the evidence that is there, that Brian Mwendwa would be a case and an example to every other masquerader out there that the law society means business, and the law society will take its mandate and its role seriously and will protect this profession from masqueraders and invaders, the like of Jackie and others, many others who we are pursuing. We have also made several other reports of lawyers that are at different
I'm at the parking. I don't know the parking, but let's move to Java. Down. Let me come up with Java.
The next 2 weeks,
I'm saying,
we'll see
let's meet up with Java.
of arrests of
Java.
masqueraders,
Sir.
because we are determined
Okay,
as a law society and the branches of the law society to weed out these masqueraders who are a thorn in the administration of justice. So as it stands now, the nature of offences that Mr. Brian Mwendwa will face are yet to be determined because there are so many criminal offences that he has committed and investigations are still ongoing. The forensic examination of his phones and his laptops is yet to be conducted, and we believe that once that is concluded, a number of other criminal charges will come up, and so therefore it is just a matter of time before we are able to determine the full extent of this criminal activities.
What happens to the cases that he represented as clients?
We are doubtful, given the duration that we have in practice, that he may have won even a single case. In fact, what we are aware of is a case where he badly represented a particular client, that person went to jail for a longer period than ideally he should have gone. And so there have been discussions with an advocate who had given him that work to try and see whether that case can be reviewed, because that accused person who has been sentenced to a longer criminal time than he ought to have on the basis of the evidence, because of the shoddy work that was done by this masquerade, to find a way to review and force the court to order a retrial, because in case the suspect, now accused, did not enjoy the services of an advocate as is constitutionally provided. So what we are certain is that once we are able to establish the number of cases that is being handled, that is a process that we are doing. Once we are able to establish that, we may find other cases, because we have also seen copies of the pleadings that he has done. Those pleadings fall way below the standards that are expected of an advocate, and formed the telltale signs that led people to start questioning his qualifications, and so led to his particular eventually being found to be wrong. So we are certain that once we review those cases, we would be in a position to advise his clients on how to deal with those issues, but we are almost certain that we have not won a single case in court, because if that has happened, then those proceedings were conducted by a fraudster and a masquerader, and chances are that the court will reverse whatever decisions have been made for purposes of ensuring cleaning the record that the fraudster caused. And that is the danger that we are actually concerned about as the law society, that someone will obtain money from you, pretending to be a lawyer, offer you services, and eventually you'll find that after a year or after 2 months or 3 months that he was not an advocate, and that means that any proceedings or any documents that were done by that lawyer will have to be struck out, or will suffer the taint of illegality. And that is the danger that it causes to members of the public, and that is the reason why, as the Law Society, we are determined to ensure that we fight this menace, because of the severe implications on unsuspecting members of the public of being represented by a masquerade.
Okay, Bwana Mwapili, nimesema kwamba Brian Mwendwa atawakilisha pale koti. Hebu unaweza kuambia koti gani
hivi sasa tunatarajia atapelekwa mahakama ya Milimani pale criminal court kufunguliwa mashtaka.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.